Eric Kaiser, and life. I've been on an amazing spiritual journey for 4 years now. My heart has never been in Georgia. Always felt drawn to Florida. It's just something in me. I find a lot of joy and happiness in palm trees and beaches. Sometimes in life, we get addicted to a new identity. I lived the old life. I did the partying. I did the drugs. I did all that silly stuff to wake up to. That's a dead end road. It never leads to happiness. I don't care what lover you find, if you're running with that energy, you'll never find it. So I became sober. I started to educate myself, started to become super spiritual. And I adapted to a new, this is me. I'm this super dad. I'm going to show you all what you really need to teach your kids. And I attached to a new identity. But at the end of the day, I'm still a guy that wants to be at the beach. I listen to my kids and I listen to what their real wants are. My kids want to be at the beach. Now, this whole thing with Atlanta, with Corona, with this experience, I wish a person could see how much I was coaching and pushing them to just live a better life. And unfortunately, because of stories and what we go through as people, this person's stuck in that world. Now, this person wants to attach a story to me of, oh, well, you're going to run away. That's what you do. Well, let me refresh some minds here that I was in that relationship for a long time. A big part of that relationship was always using an excuse that everybody leaves me. Nobody ever sticks around. Well, when they try to and they offer help, you still destroy them. So why would anybody stick around? In life, you have to get to the moments that you ask yourself, are you choosing this, right? And I'm choosing right now to be in Atlanta. I just fought the system tooth and nail to show enough evidence that, yes, a woman set me up in a TPO because of her behavior while separated, and seeing how deep the hole was that she dug, that it has to come to head that, in front of a divorce judge, this is going to be really bad. What can I do? And this is the way a narcissistic mind will work. She created a scenario that, she took my kids and she got my reaction. And even though I didn't make any death threats, I didn't make physical violent threats, I was stating what Google was telling me was fact, that man and woman still married in a state, 50-50 custody until you see a judge to hear both sides. Now, at any given time, any parent can take off with the kids. And I have to look back at the story and realize where this person got very fearful the first time I went to Florida to restructure my life, to create more abundance, so I could be the caretaker of, hey, while you're trying to figure out your life, I don't want any parts of it anymore because you keep coming back to me. So if I get away from you and I create a lot of money, at least if this person would have stayed on the structure of 50-50 parenting, I would have been able to work it out where the kids still had both experiences. Because I understand private tutoring. I understand that public schools is not something we want our kids in. This person is taking my kids out of purpose, out of their passion. Me as a spiritual guy, I have to look at where I gave this a lot of my energy. And even though I built a business for somebody else, I didn't build Midtown window tinting because it was a passion. I built it because at the time I made a commitment to a young man that we turned into a coaching contract. Then from so much influence to my wife, she learned how to window tint. So it was only natural to say, well, if I build this business and hand it to her successful, she'll become more successful. She might see what I see, and she might want to give my kids a good experience. As a father, where I'm at, Other dads, you can sit here and fight the system tooth and nail. I can promise you, it's a trap right now. Anything right now that we give our energy to that has a negative vibration and doesn't raise our vibration is going to hurt our lives. I watched my entire company be stripped to the ground. I went from having plenty of money, plenty of phone calls, plenty of everything, not a worry in the world, to having no work at all and being served another eviction notice. So what do I do in my life? I ask myself, well, am I happy going through this cycle? No. Why does this keep happening? Well, because I have a huge heart. Just like I want this person to know, you're always one phone call away of, hey, I'm sorry that my relationships have caused you this pain in your life. And I'm sorry that my behavior is screwing up the connection that we had as co-parents. That lane is always open. I want that person to know I still support that person, even in what they're into. And I have to have conversations with friends about this stuff of, we all believe that we can inner heal every situation. So I had to go back through my situation, and I caught some trigger moments of where this human being said, well, this happened in Florida, and he became vocal about it, and this happened. I get it. Everybody wants to hide behind our crazy. Okay, we don't want people to know. Was that a wrong way for me to take? I don't know. I was in my life process. I was getting into influencing. I knew I was going through a spiritual moment. I knew at the end of it, I would be a different man with different ideologies, and I wanted to share that experience. I want everybody to realize that that person was not a part of my experience. I mean, she was there, but I wasn't talking about it ever. I didn't let that become a part of the experience until my kids were ripped out of my life, which, being an aware father, this is the issue. I'm a life coach. I know what the public school systems do to our kids. I know what drugs and alcohol does to our kids. And it's the most important time in the 0 to 7, which I believe we're moving into times in life where the government is going to have to open up their eyes to this, and they're going to have to start taking action. We have very good, balanced spiritual people here who want to teach generations self-love, self-understanding, self-motivation of a better life. Again, I could sit here and I could whine and cry and, I can make things happen and God will never let me go without. I know I don't have to worry about an eviction. If I really want to stomp my feet, I could just take that straight down there and be like, look, you're going to give me an extension because y'all extorted all my money. Now, I do have a big check waiting to come my way, but it's freezing outside and window tinners cannot lay film outside when it's cold. So yeah, I have the income coming, but do I want to stay here? So what I do is I ask spirit. I get inside myself. I had a couple of conversations that I needed to have. And then like a lot of things in my life, I'm a part of a humanitarian project. And there's very deep spiritual teachers. And we had a conference call. And out of 500 people on this call, how many could have been called to speak and ask a question? And I knew inside of me that my question would come. And I was able to ask to get confirmation. I said, in front of my eyes, I have a government that I am literally fighting to get them to open up their eyes to the biggest, deepest problems in parenting and childhood that we have as a nation. I'm getting pushed back so hard. I spent $10,000. I'm looking at all this negative stuff. And the spirit said, yeah, running around courtrooms and stuff isn't fun, even though it feels like you're going to prove a point. Is it fun? And I said, no. And I'm choosing not to have fun because I want to prove a point to the system that y'all are broken. I guess it's not a point I have to prove. I think it's something we already all know. Okay, and yes, our reality, our lives, it's all shifting right now in ways that I don't watch the media. I don't watch the government, but I can take 2 seconds out to just look at a little bit and see that, yes, the Democratic Party is about to explode. Hunter Biden is about to go to prison. Biden's about to go to prison. There's a lot of people in Georgia who are about to go to prison for voter fraud. And I see the energy of where the world is, why I'm getting so much pushback. So for other people, if you're going through this in your life at this present moment, what is it that you want? It's that easy, right? My kids incarnated here to have an experience. Right now, they are in an experience of lack, black mold, low energy, witchcraft. Like, these are things that they obviously wanted to take on as kids to cure in themselves later on in life. And I know that's hard for people to understand. But I'm not running away from anything. I didn't cause any of this. So I'm getting myself unattached to somebody else's lifestyle that is creating turbulence in my life. I don't drink. I don't hang out with drug addicts. I don't associate with any of these people, so I don't want them in my life. And if there's an open gateway because of another human being who's attached to me just because of child, then for me to do the right thing for my own sanity in my own life, then I have to break away and I have to do what's right for me. And I'm not going to go into too far where I'm going, and I don't want anybody casting negative energy towards me, but very quickly, and what I do every time is I ask God and just light an idea up. What's the idea? And quickly, neurons fire. And now remember, you got to come out of here and get back in here, because this will always align you to easy, but deeply, I want to get aligned to more spiritual people. I want to build a tribe. I want to grow with people. I want to heal more personally with other people. And I also want to be a part of something that offers healing to other people. I want to talk to parents. I want to coach parents. If I could coach anybody, it would be parents. Because I'm so sick of in America that we don't wake up, that we are literally programmed from childhood to break each other's hearts, to break up, to break away, to hate. And yes, there's a version of y'all that are okay with that. You want to stay stuck in that energy. You want to hate each other. You want to run each other through the system. Y'all who want to do that, I've said this many times, you'll stay poor. You'll stay sick. You'll stay in a very bad world experience. Now, if I didn't know what I was talking about, right, which some people might watch my videos and be like, this guy's fucking clueless. All right, well, this is how clueless I know I'm not. I've studied enough about coaching and childhood programming to understand that the wife I have, if she does not change her ways, if she does not try to communicate and fix what she broke, then she will suffer greatly for it. Okay, so me as a patient spiritual man, this too shall pass. I know I can break away totally, step out of all of it, and patiently wait for her explosion. If a person dates as soon as they get home and they take their kids in a one domestically violent situation, then they do it again, and then they do it again, more than fucking likely they're going to do it again. Okay? And then the state of Georgia won't have anything to say to me besides, we're sorry. Because that's where I will get to in the story. I want an apology from this judge. Because as a spiritual dad, I sat there and watched a woman beat me up just for being a man. And maybe she was doing it off of the other one's story or whatever she showed her. But if the court doesn't try to get the story and try to get an understanding of what's going on, it's really easy for them just to set you up. And when you got kids involved and you're spiritual and you see what's going to happen to your kids, if they're taken from your energy, it's a scary place to be. So again, I apologize for any negative content I might have put out there. But at the same time as being a concerned spiritual dad, these are my kids. These are the only reason why I breathe. But at the end of the day, was I being fair to myself? Sacrificing my own freedom all the time? And, I would never change it. Me and my kids have a bond that is un-effing breakable because I did not worry about having sex with other people. I did not worry about living with other people. I only had one concern, getting to know my children on a very deep personal level. And me and my kids know that we're healers. We know that we're going to be a part of an experience that really gives back. And I want people to understand that, yes, I have to step out. I have to step away because I have to do what's right for me. If I keep doing just what's right for everybody else, I'll keep allowing this human being to destroy my life. And that's what this human being has to wake up to. You're destroying both of our lives. Not just your life with your behavior. You're still attached to me, trying to bring me down with you. Again, you want to destroy kids, you have to live with it. You have to live with the fact that you became the same mom that you tell stories about still to this day about your childhood. When you're making your little love connections of boo-hoo, this is my story, boo-hoo, this is my story, and boo-hoo, let's beat each other up. Because that's what it gets to. I understand the psychology behind it. Why it's a lot more difficult for me to sit here and watch it than most other dads. And I want the system to wake up to that. I am not like your every other dad that eats processed foods, drinks alcohol, watches PORN, and does nothing with their lives. I am over here trying to figure out ways to help humanity, not just help myself. If I just wanted to help myself, I might have became a judge, right? And how many judges are probably waking up right now to look at their lives like, oh my God, like this is all I became? A person that sits here and screws up other people's lives? Yeah. And y'all wonder why you're not happy. Well, look at the energy you've been calling yourself your entire career. Okay, again, in my case, I have a personal injury judge. How does that even get into family law? You're a personal injury attorney turned into a family, like show me the schooling that this judge went through to understand man and woman connection, child, woman, man connection, family connection. No, it doesn't work that way in America because they want your cha-ching. And they understand that they're just babysitting a bunch of sick people to get their cha-ching. This is why I even said to my guardian litem, if you want to change the world and you're here as a spiritual person and you see it, then why aren't you educating your clients to get healthy, to stop drinking alcohol, to maybe take some alone time, maybe go to a meditation retreat? Why are we not teaching these things? Because they're valuable. And we are in a valueless society. People want to sell you TikTok dances all day. People want to sell you dumb content all day. Why? It keeps you out of the energy of focusing on what you really want in your life so you can make power moves. Again, I'm just a guy who has shown through video success after starting back out with $1. $1 to climb all the way back out of a hole, to wash away evictions, to get your own place, to become successful again, to just watch a system take it all away. So y'all can keep it. You can keep your shitball state because it's done nothing but drain me since I got here. And even though all I've tried to do is offer help, like during Corona when I was cleaning Fulton County streets and I was cleaning the Beltline, I didn't have to be asked to do that. I wasn't paying bills. I wasn't able to. So I served my planet. I served my God. I served my people. And I'm a bad guy. I'll be the bad guy. I'm a bad guy with this voice that ain't ever going to stop either. So until these problems in this nation are ironed out, there will be people like me, more and more of us, who are willing to speak up about our experiences. And all I can say is if you're going through the system and you have a judge force you to bring an attorney in, don't allow it if you know you did nothing wrong, because that's the kicker. I knew I did nothing wrong. The system just didn't see what they were up against. And since it's such a wash and repeat process that normally has the same story, every once in a while, y'all have to wake up to that there's a lot of different stories happening right now here on earth. And we're not all sick people who want to hurt people and cause people pain. We want y'all to have understanding that we all work together. We all thrive together. And for the people out there doing it, the authors, the spiritual people, the connections, the groups, everybody is living their own 5D reality within themselves, which creates a better experience for all of us. That's why we go searching for God inside of ourselves, because when we find him, even if the system steals $10,000 from you, even if you still have a wife laughing that you could go to jail for something you never did wrong in the first place, It'll open up your eyes to who you really are. I can still smile and not have any hate in the world towards anybody. When y'all can get there, then you can start telling me that you know more than I do. And that goes for lawyers, that goes for judges, that goes for doctors, that goes for scientists who don't even understand neuroscience and epigenetics yet. I like being a part of the 1% people who can think for themselves because we shut off the program. So I'm going to go manifest my new life. I just wanted to do a little update, but I do want it to be out there that I never intended to hurt anybody with a video. I wanted the understanding of, like, if the system would have sat down with us, listened to what happened for real, maybe somebody would have looked at this woman in the eyes and went, are you out of your mind? Like, you might not lose them today, and you might struggle your ass off up until the day that you lose them. Was it worth it? If you had a man willing to build with you, communicate with you, and grow with you as a co-parent and a friend. There's only one person fighting here, and it's certainly not me. All right? But there's one person being attacked. That is me, and I'm getting myself out of that attack. So, again, maybe somebody sees these videos, you can help me out. Maybe the system wants to step up and, maybe become accountable, maybe have some attorneys give me back some of my money. I'll gladly pay my bills. Until then, it'll just be, another eviction? Big fucking deal. How many of them have I already proved that you can go through and keep on moving forward? I love y'all. Peace.